comfort mode on. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being with us tonight, here, of course, but also online. Thank you for this big moment for Alpine. We're in beautiful Bristol in the UK, in a magical place, Brabazon, the home of Supersonic. It's a very symbolic place because the Concorde used to be built here. It's a bridge between UK and France, so it's quite symbolic for Alpine. I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. It's a big chapter for our brand. As a matter of fact, the reveal of the A290 Beta, which is a preview of the is the first page of a new chapter. It's the chapter that will see Alpine reveal its new lineup of products, portfolio of cars, which will start with the Dream Garage that you normally all know about. The next 3 years will see the launch in rapid succession of 3 new cars. The A290, the first one, urban racer, if you will, and then after that another car launched in 2025, our C Coupe Sport, and then the A110, the successor, and you can see the light signature in the back. And it will be followed after that with the larger segment car, as announced a few months ago by our CEO, Luca De Meo. So, quite an important day because we really, truly starting something new for Alpine. This car, as a matter of fact, the A290 Beta and the A290 that it prefigures, will actually have a big mission. It will have a big task on its shoulder. It will have to perpetuate the racing brand legacy of Alpine. Because indeed, I am here to build a brand or rebuild a brand. A brand that we define as born from racing, and you can see on the picture here, it's illustrated with Jean Redele. Went a bit fast, guys. Jean Redele, who created Alpine back in the days in 1955. He was crisscrossing the Alps with his Renault 4 Chevaux and enjoyed it so much that he decided to create Alpine to convey those sensations. It's a brand made by racers. As you may know, there's roughly 2,000 people at Alpine. 50% of them are engineers, and they work on developing sports cars, whether it's for track or for roads, from the F1 to the LMDH to the A110 versions, the civil one and the competition ones. It's all made by racers, and the rest of Alpine is also racers. And of course, this brand is born from racing, made by racers, for racers at heart. What we mean by that, it's a brand that conveys those sensations, that thrill. It's a brand for those who revel in living life as a race towards excellence and exhilaration. So it is quite an important moment, and I'm actually extremely grateful that Esteban and Pierre, who left very quickly, are here tonight with us, because it's quite symbolic. Well, first of all, Esteban and Pierre are having an active part in the development of this car and the next. Our drivers, as a matter of fact, are having an active part, which is true to the brand promise, right? It's made by racers. And it's not just them. Everyone from Enstone to Dieppe to Les Ulysse to Viry is really putting their effort in making the cars. This one in particular is a true nod to our founder and the past, since the first cars were, as you can see on this picture, Renaults that Jean Redele was toying with in order to create his Alpines. So this is our reinterpretation of the future Renault 5. This is the Alpine touch on it, trying to convey the sportiness, because it's what matters to us. It's really to be true to that promise. So you understand that this car is really something totally critical for our brand. What it symbolizes, what it emphasizes is the core principles of Alpine. Even though it is not a pure sporty car, it's our modern reinterpretation of the hot hatch, if you will, our city urban racer. It still puts the driver at the center, quite literally in that case, and it keeps agility at the core. That's what's the most important with Alpine. We will keep that DNA alive in all of our cars, in all of our future cars. We will stay true to our promise, otherwise the brand will not grow stronger, and that's what we want. But I'm sure you want to hear more about the car tonight, and to do so, we'll have Anthony Villain, our Chief Design Officer at Alpine, give you a bit more flavors about this beautiful car. Without further ado, Anthony, please join me on stage.
Well, good evening, everyone. We'll start from the beginning of this story. Back just in 2022 with Alpenglow. The Alpenglow show cars established Alpine's new design vision. It is the manifesto of the brand, the deep expression of our racing DNA, and the goal that we pursue in every car we do from track to road. When you take the Alpenglow and the A290 Beta, there is a very strong similarity on the way we design the two cars, by putting the driver at the heart of the car, with no compromise on the driving experience and sensations. This driving pleasure is essential. We could even say vital for the brand and for each car we create. As with Alpenglow and Formula One cars, the driver is at the center of the car. The A290 Beta is built around this strong principle. In addition, we see graphically there are a lot of fusional links in between the outside of the car and the inside of the car. Several elements underline this, such as the windscreen extension into the bonnet that reveals the cockpit. There is an arrow-shaped dashboard, is directly inspired by the front of a Formula One car, and it ends with the mirror on the outside of the car. This central drive architecture is highlighted by the presence of two luminous axes, signifying the feel at one, what we call the feel at one pillar for the brand. The magenta line symbolizes the fusion between the driver and the machine. The blue line is highlighting the shared experience by drivers and passengers. In this position, the passengers are both privileged spectators of the driver's movement behind the wheel and fully involved in the sensation associated with the driving experience. On board, the A290 Beta is distinctive by the choice of the materials we used, which are sophisticated, noble, and high-tech. This is a subtle combination that makes this car a sensual machine. To highlight the central position of the cockpit, the upper part of the dashboard and the steering wheel, as well as the driver's seats, are covered with the reflective materials, the ultralumen. These technical materials has the particularity of revealing itself under the effect of a light flash. If you look at the steering wheel, it is inspired directly by racing cars. It's packed with features, including an overtake button that provides an instant boost. This overtake will be fitted on all the future Alpine models and combines performance and driving thrills. On the exterior, a sportiness that you can find. The first thing that strikes you is the athletic proportion. You see the stance of the car, the right tracks, the short overhang. We have 20-inch wheels with Michelin tires. Now the A290 Beta brings us one step closer to the extension of the Alpine lineup. The first vehicle in the dream garage, a pure French hot hatch, the A290 Beta, blends the racing spirit with the urban culture of the new generation. The A290 Beta is an Alpine in every sense of the word in terms of its overall shape and form. Let's have a look in some details. The front with the iconic Alpine signature lights, the 4 headlights, here reinterpreted with 4 X's. This is a nod to the Scotch tapes that was used on the long-range lights of rally cars. At the rear, we have 2 vertical light segments, and they are reminiscent of the world of racing, like the lights integrated into the fins of the Formula One or the 24-hour Le Mans race cars. This show car is inspired also by the Alps, and we mix it up with the urban world. So we basically bring the mountain into the city. So we have the white color, which is reminiscent of snow, and we have played with a forged carbon with some blue inclusion inside, which represent the minerals. And you can see on the car the triangle-shaped graphics, which is an evocation of mountains, but more with a street art style. Our racing expertise has enabled us to optimize the airflow around the car for an optimum performance. So the car appears really sculpted by the wind. So, directly inspired by the world of competition and dedicated to the pleasure of driving, the A290 Beta carries all the Alpine's genetics for day-to-day sportiness. And this is a new playground for new generation of drivers seeking for pure emotions and experience. The future of Alpine starts now, and we are so thrilled to build it. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for being with us tonight and also live. Hope to see you soon for a new exciting project.